Hey there, this is Nathan with the Cornfed Coverage. Feel free to like, comment, and share the video if you enjoy it. But these are my other analysts.
I'm Chase.
I'm Michael.
And why don't we go ahead and kick off with the national title review? Indiana takes home the trophy 27-21. Chase, why don't you give us your thoughts on that game?
Yeah. What a story Indiana is, really. I feel like it's been a long time, and maybe even the biggest upset champion. I know they were favored by a lot going in to all these playoff games, but going into the season they were 150-1 is what their odds were to win the championship. And Indiana football, for my life, has kind of been a joke. No offense to them, but they've been 5-7, 6-6. Signetti comes. First year, they make the playoffs. They get blown out in round one, but they make it. Super impressive in your first year. Going into the season, I thought they were kind of a candidate to regress a little bit. I thought they had a harder schedule. I wasn't sure with the guys that they're bringing in. I was like, maybe it's kind of lightning in a bottle the first year. Man, was I wrong, because they were the most dominant team in football this year, kind of by a lot. And yeah, they just looked good. I think the difference in that game was the punt that got blocked. Kudos to Miami for coming back even after that punt was blocked to score on their next drive. And then the other game changer was that 4th and 4, 4th and 5. Mendoza runs it in. The balls to even call that play. They could have just kicked a field goal, but they took their chances. They wanted the touchdown. And yeah, hats off to Indiana. Great story. I'd say biggest underdog champion that we've seen in a while. Indiana's not a blue blood in the sport by any means, but also hats off to Miami. They were the last team kind of in the playoffs besides the group of 5 teams. A lot of people thought Notre Dame should have got in over them, and they showed that they were here to play and fight in these playoffs. But what about you, Nathan? What do you think of the game?
I agree with a lot of what you said. Indiana's a great story that Ron Mendoza put his body on the line to score that touchdown. I think there was 9 minutes left in the game or something like that. I just think that that's the kind of player that you need to have to win a championship in the current day college football. Just with how the transfer portal can be, it can be crazy. So you need a leader who's going to be selfless and put his body on the line, regardless of the situation or scenario. But yeah, hats off to Miami. Beck did throw the interception that kind of ended the game. So, he has thrown interceptions previously, and he also didn't shake Mendoza's hand on the way off the field. So I don't really respect that. I think that's kind of being a sore loser. And, I think that I agree with what you were saying with Miami being the 10 seed and kind of being the last Power 4 conference team in. And a lot of Notre Dame fans saying that they should have been in over Miami. So it just goes to show you how hard it is to win a trophy in the current day college football. But Michael, what about you?
Props, you gotta give your hats off to Indiana. They were literally 100-1 odds this season entering the year for a national championship, and I don't want to say they made it look easy, because they had some really close games where if a play didn't go their way, they could have lost. More or less, I'm talking about that Penn State game. But, it's crazy in the current college football era that we're in with all the NIL money. You don't need millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to win a natty. Indiana just showed that. I do know they've got Mark Cuban helping them out financially, so that probably helps. But it's still relevant to say that you don't need oil money to go and win a natty. Because before Signetti even got to Indiana, they were a basketball school. They've always been a basketball school. And I think a lot of college teams are going to try and be replicating what Signetti did. Now, you also don't need 5-star talent across the board to go and win a natty. So I kind of think this year's Indiana defied the common route to making a national championship, if that makes any sense. You know, the Bamas, the Georgias, the Michigans, the Ohio States, of getting 5-star, 4-star talent all across the board, having 12 first round draft picks a part of your starting offense. And Indiana disproved all of that. You know, they didn't need millionaires starting on their own line or D line or anything like that. So I just think they kind of took the college football world by storm with how they addressed their roster and the way they played the game. And personally, I think this is what Nebraska's been trying to do, but has never been able to replicate it. So hats off to Signetti. I hope they get to enjoy the offseason a little bit. And one other thing I wanted to say was that the Big Ten now has had 3 consecutive national championship winners. So tough brand of football playing in the Big Ten versus the SEC. So
Also,
take that
an
for
NIL
what
is
it's worth.
allowed, and the Big Ten is winning natties.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think maybe
Feinbaum
SEC was probably
is-
getting some money under the table, and that's why they were winning all those years.
Yeah.
Paul Feinbaum is losing his mind. I know it.
Yeah, because he's an SEC Glazier.
Even everyone on ESPN before the game was like choosing Miami. I saw that, like Desmond Howard, Nick
De
Saban.
facto, yeah, they're basically the
McAfee was the
SEC.
only one that picked Indiana.
Yeah, but he's like an Indiana guy.
He's a Hoosier, yeah.
I thought that was weird that they were all choosing Miami. But yeah, you guys think
McAfee.
if Indiana can do it.
Even Saban,
I
because
know. I kind of thought Saban was
Signetti's
going to
from
be.
his-
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
Signetti's
so
from
is
his
Cri-
tree too.
So is
Cristobal
Cristobal,
is also, but I don't know.
which is crazy. 2 coaches from Saban's old coaching days were head coaches for the Natties.
Maybe that's the hack. You just hire.
I think it was the whole
Saban coach.
semifinals too. Because even I think Dan Lanning even has ties all the way back to Nick Saban.
Yeah,
Because then
Yeah,
Dan
because
grad
he
assistant.
started
with
out
Kirby
there.
Smart at Georgia before he
Yeah.
went to Oregon.
hmm
Uh,
But I don't
crazy
know.
good
It was just
college
a really
football
good
season.
game. But
Yeah,
I
it was a
agree with
good
you,
game. I'm
Michael.
glad,
If they did it, the Huskers should be able to do it as well.
Yeah.
We have more money than Indiana, and I'm not understanding what's wrong. We
They
have
only
the
had
money.
1 4-star on their roster. It's not money. It's a philosophy.
Yeah, we just got to hope that we got the right guy. I think Indiana proves if you just get the right coach, like it can happen so fast. And even Michael's seen that in the NFL at the Patriots. You get the right coach in there, and things can change super
Mike
fast.
Vrabel literally took a 3-14 team to a 14-3 team in one season.
We were like
Granted-
4-13 the year before we got Jim Harbaugh, and we've gone to the playoffs twice in a row now. It just
Yeah.
8 years of heartbreak with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
This
but you
is
guys have been
big year
making
for
it
Matt
to
Rule
the
to prove it.
playoffs. You guys have been making it to the playoffs consecutively, Nathan.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
runs.
but
Not winning,
They hurt.
but going.
Yeah.
they hurt. It hurts. But let's go ahead and divert just a little bit. I did see a stat related to the Husker football team. We have retained about 83% of our roster going into since the transfer portal has now closed. The only 2 teams that can have players enter are either Indiana or Miami. But, I feel like that says a lot for Rule and the culture that he's building here in town.
Guys want to stay. They want to stay
Exactly.
and build and continue to build. And
And I was wrong. Because I thought that a lot more people were going to hit the portal after Raiola after he left the way he did.
I didn't foresee it.
But that just goes to show how much people are buying
They're
into what we're building
Loyal
here.
to the coach instead of a player.
Even like
Yeah.
some
Yep.
27 commit, like Trey Taylor's committed to.
Dude,
Millard
he's
South
moving
High
to
School
Millard
here.
South.
Yeah,
He's
and
moving to
he's moving to
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah, I saw
he's
him
moving
say
to Lincoln and will
commute.
commute.
I'm like,
Yep.
I
dude, this
think
guy
that's-
is 100%
he's-
committed
He's
to
in.
Nebraska and the vision that we have.
He wants to. he wants to ball out with us, and he does
I
not want
do.
to.
I do have high hopes for this UNLV quarterback for this current season. I think he could be good.
Calandria.
I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
he could
he'll
fit
be
in Anderson's
solid.
system. So
I
I
think
don't
he's
want to
gonna
go out.
fit. I think
I
he's
don't want
gonna
to count
fit
out
Dana's.
Latif.
No,
I don't want to count out Latif still.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I think that Trey Taylor moving to Lincoln is huge because in current day college football, it's really hard to get excited nowadays for a commit until they're on campus.
yeah.
And even then, you never know if they're going to leave. But
Millard
with Trey
South is
Taylor,
Millard South is gonna go from an Alabama commit to a Nebraska commit just like that
yeah,
overnight.
two power four commits. But with Trey Taylor moving to Lincoln, I think that just shows how important it is to have somebody who's committed to your team and not just somebody who's going to a school because they got a payment.
I feel like
Based
especially
on
with a quarterback commit too, because he can help bring in other guys in
peer
the 27
recruit.
class and get them excited. Like we're
As
going to
he's
build
done
something
so
special.
Well, and I
He
think
plays 7-on-7 with Ahmad Hudson, the really highly ranked tight end prospect who's
Mhm.
talked about Nebraska, as
there's
well
also
as
a
that
basketball.
4-star running back that we have,
Jamal
Amir
Rule.
Brown, I believe. No, Amir Brown.
Rule just moved in. That's right. Because they all just moved in this past winter, like at the beginning of January or whatever, as quote unquote early enrollees.
Oh,
But yeah, there were a couple Husker commits from the 26 class that are already taking classes at UNL. So, but yeah, so that's exciting. And I honestly think it's just crazy that he's moving from Illinois all the way down to Nebraska, moving away from his family to, and he still has 1 year of high school football left. Like, I don't know.
Maybe he's
It's
have some
awesome.
family coming with him. I don't really know the whole situation besides like the tweet that he said that I'm going to be living in Lincoln, commuting to
Mhm.
Omaha, and that he'll be available for trainings if whatever he's offered while he's in
Yeah.
Lincoln. But
Well, and he doesn't want to miss any recruits, visits, or anything like that. It just feels like he's fully embracing becoming a Husker, and he's not mincing any words about it either, which is super nice to see. But yeah, with Trey Taylor, obviously he's still got a couple of years before he gets to Nebraska, but future might be looking bright.
Yep.
But Ahmad
any more Husker
Hudson,
football news on your end?
I was just gonna say Ahmad Hudson is also looking at Nebraska for committing via basketball as well. So I thought that was an interesting side note. But it also helps Nebraska basketball has reached their highest ranking in program history.
Yeah, perfect segue into Nebraska basketball. We're number 7, like Michael just said, highest ranking in our school history. It's just kind of crazy this run we're on. We ended last season. I always forget the tourney. It was whatever that Vegas tourney is. We win
the crown.
Yep,
the crown tourney.
We win the crown. We're 18-0 to start this season. Tonight, as we record, we play Washington tonight at 8:00. We're going to be back in the arena, back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and it's favored by 11.5.
That game is officially sold out as well.
Yeah, I saw.
I saw tickets were going for $20 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was cheaper. Like I'm looking at these, and they're like $75 a piece, which is just showing what our program has built this season, what Hoiberg's done.
For our viewers, Nathan Chase and I went to the Purdue Nebraska game that we wound up beating Purdue for $20 a ticket.
Yeah, if not even like less.
Like
12. These tickets
might have been 12.
Cheap. But yeah, since we last recorded, we played Northwestern on Saturday.
And Molly whopped them by almost 40.
Yep. Went into Northwestern, handled them, controlled the game, and yeah, the boys look good. I'm just really excited for just some basketball in March. We need to win a March Madness tourney game.
get that monkey off her back.
Yeah,
Hey, if
effort.
Indiana can win a national title in football, then we can win a national
Dude,
title in March.
there have
If
been
we're
so
a
many
1
tweets
seed,
from
it's gonna
like
be-
Husker Wave, or there was a tweet from Husker Wave that was like, Indiana has always been a basketball school and now they're a football school. What says Nebraska can't be like that for basketball?
Fred Hoiberg has had a very good turnaround in the last,
2
in his
years.
tenure here in
In the
Nebraska.
last 3 years,
Yeah.
he's been to March Madness, won that Las Vegas crown, and now we're 18-0 in the last
Yeah.
3
Granted,
years.
we didn't win the March Madness game, but
No.
Texas A&M matched up really well against us that year with Tominaga.
A&M also, I think, wound up winning another game or two after that as well.
I think they got to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, they were a good team that year, especially shooting, which was what we were not good at that year, was defending. We had Tominaga that could make a bunch of shots, but then he wasn't the best defender on the other side.
And
And this
Hoiberg
team-
wasn't.
This team
He
this
wasn't
might be the
half of
best
what he
defense
is
in the
this year.
country.
Yeah.
We're only,
Dude,
like, I think I
it's
saw that
so
we're
much fun
averaging-
watching them play defense.
Aren't teams
Like,
only averaging
actually,
like 56 against us or something? Like something crazy. We're like second in the country in like points allowed.
Sam Hoyer's plus minus when he's on the court is right around like plus 15 averaging, which
And
I think is crazy.
He's a team leader in assists per game with 4.
Yeah, and he does not give a shit about scoring points himself. He does not care. And Cale Jacobson made a comment about diving for a loose ball when they're up 30. And he made a comment stating the fans didn't pay $100 a ticket to come watch us not play basketball or whatever. And I just thought it was really cool because he made a note for the fans. They came here to watch us ball out and play basketball and not just mosey around. So I think it certainly helps. PBA has been absolutely packed every single home game this season.
One of the hardest places to play now.
They're literally packing that vault 15,000 full of Husker fans.
Yeah, but we still have some more tough games to go. So the season's not over yet. We haven't won anything.
And I think we'll have 3 games within the next week. So we got Washington tonight, Minnesota Saturday, and then we're at number 3 Michigan on Tuesday.
So a week from yesterday.
Yep. So we got 3 games in the next 6 days. So it'll be a big 6 days for Husker hoops.
Minnesota's a little scary too.
Yep, and that one's
that's a trap game.
I think we're going to have a really tough couple games. So the next time that we're filming, I think that, a lot of the naysayers about Nebraska basketball, they're either going to be right or they're going to be wrong.
After Michigan, we play Illinois and Purdue.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy games.
We also play at Rutgers, which is not
an easy place to play if you know anything about college basketball. They got a weird arena and it gets loud in there.
Yeah, it's
Don't they play in Madison Square Garden?
That's St. John's.
No. Yeah, Rutgers has their own stadium in Piscataway.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
But yeah, there's going to be some good Nebraska basketball games coming up within the next
College
week.
basketball starts to heat up come February, so it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, let's go ahead and get into the NFL review. I went 0-4 in my picks this weekend, so sorry if you put the house on that. But
Chase beat us. Chase wound up having the best pick record this last week.
I had the worst of the 3 of us last week, so I'm glad I could have the best this week.
It's a good turnaround.
Redeem myself.
I just went in the middle at 2-2.
But the Bills lost to the Broncos in overtime. That was a pretty crazy game. My Niners got blown out by the Seahawks. Just brutal. Awful game. Didn't even score a touchdown. Just sad.
I can feel it.
The Pats beat the Texans. Very sloppy game by both teams.
A win is a win in the playoffs. I don't want to hear it. A win is a win.
I'm saying it's sloppy. I'm saying it doesn't matter.
Nathan,
a win is a win, but it's still sloppy.
Then how did the Niners play?
Are turnovers.
How did the Niners play? If you
turnovers sloppy. That's why we lost.
if what
But
you
also,
call
it helps when the
sloppy,
opposing quarterbacks gives you 4 turnovers.
it also
You know?
helps that the New England Patriots defense is probably top 5 in the
Yep, and you're healthy,
NFL.
aren't you? You
Yeah,
guys are healthy, right?
yeah,
Oh, huh. Must be
I
nice.
yeah, yeah. It is nice. It really
Yep.
is,
But
and I'm
then
tired
the
of all the.
Rams. Okay, Michael, you can talk when it's your turn, buddy. But the Rams also beat the
Producer
Bears
got
in
you.
overtime. So I just think that we had a lot of great games this weekend. Niners not being one of them. But 2 overtime games in the divisional round usually means good stuff. And the one person that I'm very glad they're not in it is Patrick Mahomes. I'm so glad the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs right now. It'd be wide open for them.
Yeah.
No, the Patriots are there. We just stopped Mahomes' run again.
Yeah, if the Chargers didn't end the Chiefs and Mahomes in that game, this totally would have been a playoffs where the Chiefs sneak in as the 7 seed and just come out of the AFC because
Some way, shape, or form.
the only team, I mean, with the Broncos losing Bo Nix now, but yeah, I guess I'll get into I went 3-1 on my picks, starting with the Bills Broncos. That's the one I got wrong. I feel like you kind of got a feel for Josh Allen post game. He's upset. He feels like he let his team down, and this probably is the one playoff game that they lost where it kind of could be on Josh Allen a little bit. He had 5 turnovers. He did make a lot of good, like amazing plays too to keep them in that game, but it's hard to win when you have 5 turnovers. Their defense, which was the weak point, played pretty well for most of that game. I know they gave up 33, but that's part of that was Josh Allen turning over the ball a lot too. And then Bo Nix honestly just came in clutch. He didn't look the best, I would say, all game, but when they needed to drive for them to take the lead there at the end, I know Josh Allen ties it before the game ends, but he took them down the field and they went up 3 before Josh Allen tied it. And then he got them into field goal range in overtime, even if it was some 50-50 PI calls that helped them get there. But
Also,
I'm not an expert on that. So,
would you guys say that catch was a catch or a pick? Because I feel like that when I watched it, I saw him have possession of the ball and his knee come down by the defender. But they wound up giving the Broncos the ball as a pick, and they wound up driving down to kick the field goal.
I'm going to go, I think it was a pick. But it's hard.
Yeah, I concur.
I heard someone say, like, a rule
It looked 50-50.
if the Broncos player if the Bills player dropped it, it wouldn't have been a catch. Or I guess that's wording it bad, but say that Broncos defender didn't strip it out and the ball just hit the ground, it wouldn't have been a catch.
But
so
I don't
that's
think
kind of like my argument. So that should be. It's hard though.
It's such a 50-50 call.
Yeah.
But that was a really good game.
I guess going into, I'll just say it sucks. Bo Nix got hurt. We'll get into it more with the I'll get into that more with the preview. But Seahawks 49ers. I don't really have too much to add. Seahawks controlled the game. That kickoff return to start
by the Niners. Just a sloppy game by the Niners.
No, it was a bad game.
Sloppy equals bad. Yeah.
Sloppy
ball. Go ahead, Chase.
But yeah, Seahawks controlled the game. They got that kickoff return to start the game, and they just never looked back. Patriots-Texans, kind of a weird game. Both teams were just turning over the ball like crazy. CJ Stroud looked awful. Even when he wasn't throwing interceptions, he was missing wide open guys. Like the first pass of the game, he misses a guy wide open.
But that's an elite defense.
Yeah, we forced 4 fucking turnovers, Nathan.
It's CJ Stroud. He was missing wide open.
This is not what you guys were. Hold on. Let me fucking explode. This is not what I'm fed up with dealing with this bullshit.
I chose the Patriots.
I don't want anybody coming on here and fucking saying, "Oh, the Patriots are gonna lose to the Texans because the Texans are such a good fucking team." And then literally
good defense.
the following fucking
How many
Monday,
times did Drake May fumble?
brother. Let me finish.
I haven't even gotten into mine.
Please.
Yeah. Somebody likes to take the mic over here.
No,
Let's go ahead and
I-
hand it back to
Could have been
Chase.
different if their right tackle on an already bottom 3 offensive line in the Texans wasn't out for the game. If Nico Collins wasn't out for the game. If Woody Marks didn't sit out the whole first half because he got like injured on the first drive and then they didn't put him back into the second half, it could have been a different game. Dalton Schultz, I didn't even mention him, out first quarter of the game. CJ Stroud.
That's not our fault, though. We're
He was
not
running with
mentioning
2
these
Iowa
guys.
State rookie wide receivers that they just drafted. And I don't know who their backup tight end is. But I will say, going into this playoffs, what I did underestimate of the Patriots is their defense. I don't think their offense has done good enough. They've played average. They've made mistakes, but they've also put together drives when they've needed drives. But the Patriots defense, especially that run defense, has balled out. When Woody Marks did play, he had 14 carries for 17 yards. I don't know if when he came back he wasn't 100% anymore, but that's nothing. They shut him down. Nick Chubb had
That's elite.
7 carries for 20 yards also. He wasn't doing nothing, so we couldn't do anything against them. To be fair, we were running our running back 3 against the Patriots, though, too, since Hampton and Harris were out, but
And
you
that's
still got to do
the Texans RB2 and RB3.
Nathan, Woody Marks still fucking played. I don't want to hear it. Continue, Chase.
Yeah, injured. He played injured. You're right.
That's not my fault.
Good job.
That's the Texans' fault.
And I will say,
You're
it is
right.
tough because the Patriots do have an identity that could win this thing. They got a quarterback that makes plays when they need him to. A good head coach and a good defense right now. We'll move on. Michael will talk more about the Patriots, I'm sure. But then the last game was Bears-Rams. Crazy overtime game. Caleb Williams, that throw on 4th and 4. Backpedaling for 20 yards.
Crazy.
Throwing that dart. Even Stafford to Adams, that throw, crazy. Rams win it. Bears go for it on 4th down all game. If they could have just taken one of those field goals, maybe they would have won the game. But Bears are on the rise now, and I think the Rams are scary. When you got a quarterback-coach combo like Stafford-McVay, even though they're going up against a team like Seattle next week that looks like a juggernaut, I think Rams might be the team that could take it to them.
We can see that's
I
also
agree.
That's going to be another really good
I'll send it to
game.
you, Michael. What do you think of this past weekend?
Yes, I will agree. The Patriots did not play the greatest offense ever, okay? Drake May fumbled the ball 4 times, got it back twice, and then he got a pick, okay? He is a second-year sophomore, though. Playing against...
Thank you!
Yeah, and the Texans' defense was number 3 in the NFL, and we just beat them. And then the Chargers was number 5. We beat them, too. Where the fuck is this schedule coming from now? Because he has 2 playoff wins in his first 2 ever playoff games. And, hold on, I'm not even there yet. I'm not even there. Listen here, for any motherfuckers that say, oh, the Texans were going to beat the Patriots' ass. This game should be over. CJ Stroud's so much better. And then come and turn around and say, oh, they had an easy-ass schedule. Easy-ass path to the Super Bowl. Easy.
They have.
The Texans' defense is number 2 in the NFL. I don't know what part is easy about that.
Their offense is handicapped and their quarterback
That's not our fault.
can't tell
Their
who's
quarterback
wearing
is
what
special.
jersey.
Their quarterback
offense-
is special, okay?
I mean, the Texans'
Maybe he
offense
needs to
is
go get his
throwing
eyes
for
checked.
sixes.
Maybe he needs to talk to Jameis about throwing that many picks in a game and trying to win a game.
And you're about to play a backup quarterback in the
Not
divisional
the
championship.
Patriots' fault. Not the
No,
Patriots'
but
fault.
it will be exposed when you go up against either a Seahawks or a Rams team that is significantly
Just
better.
wait for a fucking defense. Just you wait, okay?
The Rams will probably
Matthew
really beat
Stafford.
the Seahawks, and Stafford will get hurt, and they'll play Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl.
The New England Patriots have pressured the opposing quarterbacks a total of 64 times in the past 2 games. We pressured Justin Herbert 30 times. We pressured C.J. Stroud.
Look at
32.
who's on their offensive line.
That's not our fault. We're doing what we're supposed to do, Nathan.
I will say
That's
Against
not our fault.
backups and fucking plumbers.
You might have played the worst 2 offensive lines in the league. Denver's offensive line, according
You're
to
not
PFF,
that
is ranked number
good.
2.
We also played the 2 of the top 5 defenses in the league the past 2 games. What do you mean we're not that good?
And your offense hasn't...
How many fumbles did Drake May have last game?
Well, he had 4 against the Texans,
lost.
and he had at least 2
How many fumbles did he have against the Chargers?
At least 2.
That's what I'm saying.
He lost 1, though. Nathan, he's a second-year quarterback. He's going to learn these things as they progress.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying this year is not their year.
Just wait. If we get a
they
seventh,
look great.
If we get a 7th ring, I'm going to go buy a replica.
I'm picking you guys against the Broncos because they're starting.
I'm going to go get a replica.
I'm picking you guys against the Broncos because they're starting injury reserve backup. Jared Stidham.
Yeah, this is our 7th Super Bowl ring that you guys don't have yet. And then
that's okay.
You'll just have to eat it for the entire year. You'll be like,
so what happens when you don't win the ring?
Nathan, when the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year, will you state that you were wrong about the New England Patriots this season? Can we get it on record? Will you admit you were wrong about the Patriots?
If it happens, I will gladly admit. Right. But here's the thing. It's not happening.
Chase, you hear that? You hear that, right?
The viewers will see that.
We're shaking.
But let's go ahead and let's move on.
Shaking.
Michael, move past the Pats-Texans game.
Okay. But it snow melts in May, just so you guys are aware. But I wound up going 2-2 on the year, or 2-2 on 2-2 on the week. I was also wrong on the Bills, and I was also wrong on the Bears. Both really good games that could have really gone either way.
Yeah, both went in overtime.
Like Chase said, you got to feel for Josh Allen on that Broncos game. I almost shed a tear watching him shed a tear at the press conference, because then apparently there were reporters in the locker room when Allen was giving his press conference that were talking to O-linemen and D-linemen, and those reporters were saying that Josh said it was his fault, and then his lineman started crying and said that that's not his fault, that's on us. And I don't know. It's hard. Like, I like the Bills as long as they don't play the Patriots.
You like a divisional rival?
It's hard to not root for Josh Allen, bro. As a quarterback, nobody's ever going to be as good as Tom Brady. Which I will put on my fucking deed to the house. So, I will allow myself to not root, but not hate opposing rival quarterbacks. Considering the Bills have yet to win a Super Bowl, and they had about 5 years to try and win the division, and they choked all 5 years. So,
well, they won the division.
I can root for the guy. Yeah, but they didn't get a ring through those 5 years.
Never even made the Super Bowl.
Nope. So, tough for the Bills. Sorry, Bills Mafia. You guys are going to have to wait another season to try and make it to the playoffs again. And hopefully not lose an OT. But when did that Nick's ankle injury happen?
There's rumors like it happened on this one quarterback design run that wasn't long before the PI passed and got them in field goal range. But yeah, I'm not sure. Some people are saying he did it on the quarterback knee down, but I don't know.
Yeah. All I know is it didn't look like he was playing with a broken ankle. Or at least I didn't notice.
It would have been the end of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but props to the Broncos. They wound up winning that game, and Bo Nix put together a drive to ultimately win them the game. Then that Rams-Bears game, Soldier Field was just... I wish they would amplify the crowd noise through the TV just so we could get a feel of how, actually loud it is in there. Because from what the TV sounded like, that place was freaking rocking. And I bet the Bears fans enjoyed it, being able to host their first playoff games in 15 years. And, with Ben Johnson only being a year in, that's a huge step for the Bears. A huge step forward to just progressing even further. So, But also props to Matt Stafford. He put together a game-winning drive. Just
MVP.
Be quiet. Sit down. Your team's out of the playoffs. Besides the point, Stafford played really well. He put together a game-winning drive, just like Feds are expected to do, because he's almost 40.
And he's the presumable MVP.
He's also been in the league for going on 13, 14 years now, whereas Drake May has only been in the league 2 years.
So that should be against Stafford. He's been in the league for a while, so he shouldn't get an MVP.
He's had a longer chance of winning it. He hasn't done it yet.
He also played in Detroit.
Look at Jared Goff. He's in Detroit and was having a great season.
Has Jared Goff won an MVP?
No, he has not. That's not my fault.
That might make a little bit more sense.
Matthew Stafford also had fucking Calvin Johnson as his fucking wide receiver 1 in Detroit, and he couldn't win an MVP. So if you can't win an MVP with Calvin fucking Johnson, then you shouldn't win an MVP unless you can top your stats. So, enough of this fucking Stafford MVP talk. I'm fucking over it. You told me to move on. If I hear Stafford's name or MVP Stafford come out of that fucking mouth in the Niners territory...
You just were talking about Stafford.
I'm going to have to preview this Rams-Seahawks game. It could be hard enough to bring up his name.
Production Nazi.
Just don't fucking rage bait me, because I will pop a lid.
Calm yourself.
I will, Nate. Don't tell me to calm myself, and then you fucking rage bait me.
Take a deep breath.
Fuck. You're just rage baiting the fuck out of me. But yes. So Rams, Seahawks, and then Patriots, Broncos. So, and then
Yep, that's the divisional championship. Let's go ahead and get into that. Michael, why don't you go ahead and start us off with your picks?
We all know Patriots over Broncos money line. Put the house on it. It's happening. Okay? I only money line. I don't fuck with spreads. Just pick the team that's gonna win. And that Seahawks Rams game is just so hard to pick because both teams are good. Personally, I'm gonna go with Seahawks ultimately winning that game, just because. I mean, granted, the Niners were injured, but they still put together a masterclass of a game. And you never know. I don't want Stafford in the fucking Super Bowl. I just don't. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with all the fucking narratives. Just put fucking the wannabe Ginger Rocket in the Super Bowl, and our Patriots defense will stuff him into the ground. But it would also look better if the Patriots...
That might be the best offense you played all year.
In the fucking... Nope, it's not happening. What about you, Chase? What do you got going on for your picks? It's not fucking happening, Nathan. I could go on for 30 minutes, and you don't want that.
Yeah, Patriots Broncos. You're facing Jarrett Studman since Bo Nix got hurt. I think some people are counting out the Broncos, but I think what we've talked about a little bit, Chargers and Houston, bottom 3 offensive lines in the league. Broncos number 2.
Top 5 defenses in the league.
I think Jarrett Stidman's going to have some time. Sean Payton's a creative play caller, so I do think they are actually going to be the most successful team against this Patriots defense in the playoffs. I think they'll do better than the Chargers and Texans. Not like that's asking for much. But ultimately, I do think the Broncos defense is not as good as people say they are. Josh Allen and the Bills, like James Cook ran all over them. Josh Allen was running all over them. When Jacksonville came in a month ago, they put up 34 points, was running all over them. I think the Patriots will be able to run the ball. They weren't really able to do that against the Chargers or the Texans. I think they will in this game. I think the Patriots offense will put up enough points to win this game. but I will not be surprised if Sean Payton gets a little bit out of Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham, I call him Studman sometimes, going into this game. He was the first free agent Sean Payton actually signed when he got to Denver. He wanted this guy to be his backup quarterback. I think he respects him a lot. They pay him a lot. He's one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks. So I don't think he's going to come in here and do terrible or throw a dud. He is a backup for a reason, though. So I don't think he's going to come out here and light the world on fire by any means. I think Broncos cover, Patriots win. Seahawks-Rams game. I like the Rams a lot in this game. I think they're going to get it done. The Seahawks, they looked dominant last week, but I think this is the game where the Rams are going to keep it close, and Sam Darnold's going to make a mistake. The Rams will capitalize off that mistake. I'm picturing some point in the second half, it's like a 17-17 game. Sam Darnold throws a back-breaking pick. Rams take the lead, and they hold on from there. I just kind of have a feeling it's the Rams' year. I may or may not pick them in the Super Bowl, but if they even make it there, because this Seattle team is for real with that defense. But yeah, I'm predicting a Rams-Patriots Super Bowl. Maybe history could repeat itself when Tom Brady got his first Super Bowl over the Rams. Maybe Drake May could get it against the Rams also. But yeah, Patriots win a close one, and Rams also win a close one.
I like it. So I do agree. I think that I line up with you a little bit better because I have the same Super Bowl outcome. But I think the pick I want to give in the AFC title game is Broncos plus 5.5. Just because.
It'd be a close game.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen overtime at least in one game each weekend. Even in the wild card round.
I wonder how many games have gone overtime this year, like in the playoffs. I want to say it's probably
think like
4.
But yeah, so I think the Patriots win, but I do believe the Broncos cover. The pick I will give is Broncos plus 5.5 because I can't stomach taking Patriots money line. Scummy team.
Broncos are at home. I think that'll help them.
Yeah, and the elevation.
Yep.
Can't forget about that.
If they had to play
Patriots
with quarterback in New England, it'd almost be over. But they're at home, so they definitely.
I don't even know who our backup is right now.
You guys got the Pastronaut. Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
Yes, sir. Hey,
love that guy.
That motherfucker's smart as fuck.
But for the NFC title game, I'm gonna go Rams money line, just because I agree with what Chase was saying. Stafford's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold is. I do think Mike McDonald is a good defensive-minded head coach. That's why their defense has been doing so well. But I just don't think that it's going to be enough to stop all the firepower on that Rams offense. If their defense can just make a couple of stops here and there, I think that they'll be able to win the game. But that running attack is going to be hurt with Charbonnet being out for the remainder of the season. So we'll see what they can dial up. Huh?
Big Kenneth Walker game. Legacy game.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. But give me Broncos plus 5.5 and Rams money line. That'll be the picks for me.
I like both.
But with that, was there anything else you guys wanted to add before we sign off?
Go Nebraska basketball and go motherfucking Patriots. I'm telling you guys, put the house on the
Beat Washington. Beat Washington. Go Big Red.
Dude, imagine us being 20-0 heading into Michigan.
Be something.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Would be crazy.
But, all right, well, feel free to like the video and comment any questions or opinions you might have about the takes or the games coming up this weekend. Let us know down below who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm Nathan, and these are...
I'm Chase.
And I'm Michael.
And we're the Cornfed Coverage. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
GBR.